Hello Manchester City fans, welcome to your channel Etihad View, and remember to subscribe and enjoy your news. Let's get started. Pep Guardiola secures Marc GUÉHI as Manchester City complete key defensive signing. Manchester City have officially completed the signing of Marc GUÉHI from Crystal Palace, bringing to an end one of the most closely followed defensive transfer sagas of the January window. After weeks of intense negotiations, personal discussions and behind-the-scenes planning led by Pep Guardiola, the deal has now been finalised, with GUÉHI set to be officially unveiled as a Manchester City player tomorrow. This signing represents a major statement of intent from the Premier League champions, who moved decisively to strengthen their defensive line following recent injury setbacks and the increasing demands of a congested season. Pep Guardiola identified Marc GUÉHI as his top defensive priority, and City's hierarchy worked swiftly to ensure the manager got his man. Pep Guardiola's personal role in the deal. From the earliest stages of the transfer process, Pep Guardiola played a direct and decisive role in convincing Marc GUÉHI to choose Manchester City. Sources close to the negotiations suggest that Guardiola personally spoke with the England international, outlining a clear tactical plan and explaining how GUÉHI would fit into City's evolving defensive system. Guardiola is believed to be a long-time admirer of GUÉHI's intelligence, composure and leadership qualities. The City manager sees GUÉHI as a modern centre-back who perfectly matches his philosophy, comfortable on the ball, tactically disciplined, and capable of building attacks from deep positions. During discussions, Guardiola emphasised GUÉHI's potential to develop into one of the best central defenders in world football, under the guidance of City's coaching staff, and within a system designed to dominate possession and control games. Deal completed. After swift negotiations, Manchester City and Crystal Palace reached full agreement late last night after finalising the remaining details of the transfer. The deal progressed rapidly once City made their move, with Palace acknowledging that retaining their captain against his will would be difficult given the scale of the opportunity presented. Personal terms were agreed without complications, as GUÉHI was immediately attracted by the project, the chance to work with Guardiola, and the opportunity to compete for the biggest trophies in world football. Medical checks were completed successfully, and all paperwork has now been signed. Marc GUÉHI is expected to be officially presented tomorrow at the Etihad Stadium, wearing the famous sky blue colours for the first time as a Manchester City player. A strategic signing for Manchester City. This signing is not merely about squad depth, it is a strategic move aimed at reinforcing Manchester City's defensive stability during a crucial phase of the season. With injuries affecting key defensive personnel, Guardiola wanted a player who could step in immediately without compromising the team's tactical balance. GUÉHI's versatility allows him to operate both in a traditional centre-back role and in a more progressive ball-playing position. His ability to read the game, intercept passes and remain calm under pressure makes him an ideal fit for City's high defensive line. At just 24 years old, GUÉHI also represents a long-term investment. City believe they are signing a defender entering the prime years of his career, with room to grow into a commanding leader at the back. What Marc GUÉHI brings to Manchester City. Marc GUÉHI arrives with significant Premier League experience and proven leadership credentials, having captained Crystal Palace and consistently performed at a high level against top opposition. His strengths include excellent positional awareness, strong one-on-one defending, calm distribution, from the back aerial ability despite not being overly tall, leadership and communication skills. Guardiola values defenders who can think quickly and adapt during matches, and GUÉHI's football intelligence is considered one of his standout attributes. Crystal Palace's perspective. While Crystal Palace would have preferred to keep their captain, the club recognised that the timing and scale of Manchester City's offer made the transfer unavoidable. Palace officials have praised GUÉHI's professionalism throughout the process and acknowledged his desire to take the next step in his career. The club is expected to reinvest the funds into strengthening their squad, particularly in defensive areas, as they look to remain competitive for the remainder of the season. A new chapter for Marc GUÉHI. For Marc GUÉHI, this move marks a defining moment in his career. Joining Manchester City offers him the chance to compete in the Champions League, challenge for domestic and international trophies, and test himself at the very highest level of club football. Speaking internally after the deal was completed, GUÉHI reportedly expressed excitement about working under Pep Guardiola and learning from world-class teammates. He is expected to integrate quickly into the squad and could make his debut sooner rather than later, depending on tactical needs. Guardiola's vision moving forward. Pep Guardiola sees Guehi as a player who will not only solve immediate defensive concerns, but also play a crucial role in Manchester City's future evolution. The manager is keen to build a defence capable of sustaining dominance in both domestic and European competitions, and Guehi's arrival fits perfectly into that vision. City fans are already eagerly anticipating Guehi's unveiling, viewing the signing as another example of the club's ambition and intelligent recruitment strategy. Conclusion. The completion of Marc GUÉHI's transfer to Manchester City is a clear demonstration of Pep Guardiola's influence and Manchester City's relentless pursuit of excellence. With the deal now finalised and the official presentation imminent, attention turns to how quickly Guehi can make an impact on the pitch. As Manchester City continue their push for silverware on multiple fronts, the arrival of Marc GUÉHI could prove to be a decisive moment in their season, and potentially the beginning of a long and successful chapter at the Etihad Stadium. Another news. Here we go again. Manchester City recall Max Alleyne after Gvardiol injury blow. Manchester City have moved swiftly and decisively in response to an unexpected injury setback, recalling highly rated centre-back Max Alleyne from his loan spell at Watford following Josko Gvardiol's injury, which is set to keep the Croatian defender sidelined for several weeks. The Premier League champions wasted no time in activating their contingency plans, underlining once again why City are regarded as one of the most efficiently run clubs in world football. Gvardiol injury forces City into immediate action. The injury to Josko Gvardiol comes as a significant blow to Pep Guardiola's side at a crucial stage of the season. Gvardiol, who has been a key figure in City's defensive structure, suffered the injury during recent action, and early assessments have confirmed he will be unavailable for several weeks. With fixtures piling up domestically and in Europe, Guardiola and the City hierarchy understood that depth at centre-back was no longer a luxury, but a necessity. Rather than rushing into the transfer market or gambling on makeshift solutions, Manchester City turned inward, placing trust in a player they have been monitoring closely all season, Max Alleyne. Max Alleyne's rise at Watford. Alleyne's loan spell at Watford has been nothing short of impressive. Since joining the London-based club, the young centre-back has grown in confidence, maturity and tactical awareness. Regular minutes in competitive matches have accelerated his development, and his performances have not gone unnoticed. Watford staff and supporters alike have praised Alleyne for his composure on the ball, strong positioning and ability to read the game well beyond his years. He has shown leadership qualities, resilience under pressure and a calmness that has stood out in defensive situations. These qualities convince Manchester City that he is now ready to step up and contribute at the highest level. City inform Watford as relationship pays off. Manchester City officially informed Watford of their decision earlier this morning, activating the recall clause included in Alleyne's loan agreement. While Watford were naturally disappointed to lose such an influential player midway through the season, there is a strong sense of mutual respect between the two clubs. Sources close to the situation indicate that Watford were extremely pleased with how the loan spell was managed and fully understood City's need to bring Alleyne back immediately. The positive relationship between the clubs played a crucial role in ensuring the process was smooth, professional and respectful. Watford's cooperation allowed Alleyne to leave today, ensuring he can link up with the City squad as soon as possible and begin preparations for upcoming fixtures. Guardiola's trust in youth. Pep Guardiola has never shied away from trusting young players when he believes they are ready, and Alleyne's recall fits perfectly into that philosophy. The City manager values intelligence, positional discipline and adaptability, traits Alleyne has consistently demonstrated. Rather than seeing this recall as a temporary emergency measure, Many within the club believe this could be a defining moment in Alleyne's career. Training daily with world-class defenders and competing for minutes in a squad fighting on multiple fronts will provide invaluable experience. Tactical implications for Manchester City. With Gvardiol sidelined, City's defensive rotation required immediate reinforcement. Alleyne's return gives Guardiola another natural centre-back option, reducing the need to reshuffle players out of position or overwork existing defenders. Alleyne is comfortable playing in a high defensive line, an essential requirement in Guardiola's system. His ability to progress the ball from the back, remain composed under pressure, and follow tactical instructions makes him a suitable fit for City's style of play. While expectations will be managed carefully, there is growing belief that Alleyne could feature sooner than many expect, particularly in domestic cup competitions or rotation matches as the schedule intensifies. What this means for Max Alleyne. For Max Alleyne, this recall represents both an opportunity and a challenge. Returning to Manchester City under these circumstances places him directly into the spotlight, but it also signals the club's confidence in his abilities. The months spent at Watford have prepared him well, physically, mentally, and tactically. Now the focus shifts to proving he belongs at the very top level. Training alongside elite players, learning directly from Guardiola, and potentially making competitive appearances could accelerate his rise dramatically. Watford's perspective. From Watford's point of view, losing Alleyne is undoubtedly a setback, but the club takes pride in having played a role in his development. His performances have been a testament to the club's ability to nurture young talent, even if only temporarily. Watford are expected to adjust quickly, with contingency plans already in place, and there is optimism that the strong relationship with Manchester City could open doors for future collaborations. Looking ahead, Manchester City's swift recall of Max Alleyne highlights their proactive approach to squad management. Rather than reacting late or panicking in the market, City trusted their long-term planning and youth development structure. As Josko Gvardiol begins his recovery, attention will now turn to how Alleyne integrates into the first team setup. Whether he becomes a regular contributor or a rotational option, this moment could mark the start of a new chapter in his career. One thing is clear, Manchester City have acted fast, decisively and intelligently, and Max Alleyne now has the chance to prove that he is ready for the biggest stage in football.